Greetings from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well and in very good spirits wherever you are in the world. And today, if you don't mind, I would very much like to continue on with our discussions, our journey, and our explorations with respect to this really wonderful set, which is called Pioneers of African American Cinema. This is the Kino Classics Region A Blu-ray set, which was released some years back, and it has been my great honor to be able to talk about each of the works that is included in this really great set, one work at a time. And we now find ourselves at the fourth Blu-ray disc. Again, this is a 5-disc set overall in the Blu-ray version, and we have the fourth disc on Blu-ray. And for the Blu-ray edition only, we understand too that as part of the extras on such fourth disc, we have a short work, approximately 15 minutes, and it is from 1937, and it is produced by the Work Projects Administration of the Federal Works Agency of the United States federal government. Again, 1937 short film, which is called We Work Again. And I wanted to bring it up here in conversation because I think for a number of reasons it is a very fascinating work, and it's well worth checking out if you have the opportunity. So this is a film focusing in on the Work Projects Administration of the U.S. federal government, or WPA. And this is essentially an administrative organ of the federal government that was implementing various works projects and stimulus projects in order to implement a type of recovery plan or series of recovery plans post-Great Depression. And so this is part of what is often referred to as the New Deal administration politics of the United States during the 1930s. And this is therefore is an implementation of various works and works-related projects in the United States in order to implement a type of recovery after the Great Depression. So in this short film, we have essentially a raison d'etre, if you will, or a type of purpose that is outlined at the very start as to the function and the need for WPA and the various projects that it's implementing. Now, we also understand from history that the WPA and its various projects were for the benefit of the entire nation and all the people writ large. And here we have a film that is focusing in on how the WPA, according to the WPA itself, how the projects implemented by the WPA were to the benefit of various African American communities in the United States. And so this is the focus of this particular short film. And in this context, we see various examples presented once again by the WPA in this film, where it asserts to have a type of benefit, or creating a community and also an economic benefit and also an individual benefit, because it creates the room for employment and various levels of employment in terms of physical labor and the need for physical laborers and various construction projects, for example, and also other types of jobs and job descriptions, for example, teaching and education, and also focus on the importance of education in terms of reading and writing skills, and also learning other languages. An example of the Spanish language, and learning the Spanish language is given as an example in this particular short film. And also jobs in other fields and other industries. For example, the medical industry, hospitals, and doctors and nurses. This is also emphasized as well as the entertainment industry, musicians and singers, and also textiles as well. The idea of sewing and various forms of in other words, we have features of jobs from many different industries and many different strata. And so I think this is meant to be a type of appeal or short film appeal, showing, as I say, from the WPA government perspective, the benefits overall of the WPA works projects in these various examples that are presented in this short film. So in that way, I think it provides, an interesting glimpse into this history, again, from a certain vantage point, that is true, but still, it does provide a glimpse into, or window into, this period of history. It also is focusing in on, I would say, the various, the many types of jobs that are available and that were made and that were generated, and how this affected quite beneficially, how this benefited a wide variety of people that are part of the focus of this particular short work. So in that way, it's also a very interesting type of window into history. And also I should point out too that another way that this work, We Work Again, is fascinating is that it also includes some information about the Federal Theater Project, which is part of the WPA, or part of the United States federal government's efforts in order to promote and provide stimulus to various industries, not just in terms of physical labor, not just in terms of the medical industry or education, but also, as I mentioned, entertainment and the arts, music and the like, and also theater. And so one of the examples that this short work brings up is the example of the theater. And this is specifically showing us the production in the late 1930s of Macbeth, that was in New York, Harlem, New York, if my understanding is correct. And this is fascinating, I think, for a number of reasons. First, of course, it's yet another example of the efforts made to promote industry, the economy, type of society and culture, and the arts, and how the WPA and its efforts, at least according to this film, were promoting these and supporting these various aspects. So it's one of many ways in which WPA's efforts were trying to support society writ large, and culture as well, which is a very important aspect as well, as we know. Another way this is very interesting too is for those who know the history and career of Orson Welles, you will be aware, of course, of his work in the theater. And when he was very young, around the age of 20, I understand, he actually was handling this particular production of Macbeth in New York. And so here we have the setting was changed, and you get these details explained a little bit in this short film itself. But here we have actual footage, or a recreation for purposes of the short film. But you get a sense of what some of the key scenes of this Orson Welles production of Macbeth in the late 1930s in New York. You get a sense of what it was like. And so for those who are also fans and admirers of Orson Welles and his stage and theater work, as well as his film work, watching this work, We Work Again, would be, I think, a really maybe another place to turn if you're looking for more information about the artistic output of Orson Welles. So that's yet another way in which this film, We Work Again, I think serves a very interesting and fascinating purpose. Many purposes, of course, but coming back to the overall take of it, and I'll conclude with these remarks. Again, it is providing yet another window into another historical perspective as to the role of government, the role of the New Deal projects, and the need for these sorts of projects, again, after the Great Depression, and paving the way for these and other New Deal projects in the 1930s. And we see the way in which the government is trying to show the strength and benefit these various works projects in all aspects of society, in all aspects of the economy, here featured in this short work, We Work Again. Okay, my friends, so that's it for now. And so we will continue on with our discussion of the films in this great set. As of now, we are completed with all but the final disc. So the 5th Blu-ray disc is going to be what we will be talking about in the next video discussions about this wonderful set. So if you are interested, please feel free to stop by at any time. But until we meet again, my friends, please be happy and healthy and well. And please keep on watching a lot of great, great movies. Thank you so much, as always, for your time. I very, very much appreciate it. Stay strong, stay safe, and cheers.